challenges have gone pretty smoothly so far, focusing on a particular topic, lists, variables, loops, procedures, and such. On this challenge, I'll hit a problem or two, so try to see the errors before they happen. On this challenge, a shopper has several items in a basket. The items will be removed from the basket one at a time and added to the shopping bag. The basket and the shopping bag will be lists. For fun, I'll put some sprites on the stage with a backdrop, but not for the items in the lists. This challenge focuses on lists and fixing problems. The program's finished when all the items have been removed from the basket list and added to the shopping bag list. First, I'll select a backdrop and create a few sprites. I'll select a new backdrop, indoors, room 2. I'm not going to use the cat, so I'll delete him. Right-click, delete. I want to add some sprites. New sprite, people, girl 2. She'll be the cashier. We'll change her name. Go back to the sprite list. I'll get another sprite, new sprite, people. I'll get boy 1. He's the shopper. Change his name. I'll get one more sprite so the store has a counter for the cashier. New sprite, things, button 3. I'll call it counter. It's the counter in a store, it's not counting numbers. Button's too small to be a counter. I'll make it larger. I'll go to looks, set size. It's 100 right now. Try 200%. Click on it. Bigger, a little too small. How about 250%? Run it. That'll be a good size. I'll put the counter in the middle. And I want the cashier closer and behind it. But now the cashier is in front of it. How can I get the cashier behind the counter? I'll go to my sprites list, click on the counter. I want the counter to be in the front. I'll get go to front. When I click on it, the counter becomes a top layer of the sprites. I'll make sure the cashier is behind the counter. I'll have the cashier go back one layer. I'll get when the green flag is clicked, events. When the green flag is clicked, the cashier will be back one layer. I'll go to block help, see what go back means. Go back is used to go back a certain number of layers. These visual layers of sprites tell Scratch how to stack the sprites on the stage, so a sprite can be in front of another sprite or behind another sprite. I'll close this, go back to counter. When the green flag is clicked, save the size, and have the counter go to the front. I'll move the shopper over, but I want the shopper facing the counter. I'll go to motion. I can tell the shopper to point in the left direction. Right now the shopper is pointing to the right. Point to the left, run it. The shopper is pointing to the left, but he's upside down. I'll have to fix the rotation style. This is already set for the right rotation style. I'll get events. Green flag clicked. I'll click on it now. You can see that the shopper is pointing in the right direction. I've got the sprites where I want them. I'll go to motion. Get the XY for the shopper. Go to the counter. Get the counter's XY. The cashier. Get the cashier's XY. Now I can move these sprites anywhere I want, run the program, and they're set up on the stage correctly. I've got some sprites on the stage now that really don't do anything, but do give me a chance to show go to front and go back. I'll create the basket and shopping bag lists now. Go to data, make a list, basket. I'll leave it for all sprites, okay. Move it over. Make a list, shopping bag, Okay. Move it over. They're a little big right now, but I'll resize them later. I want the stage to initialize the lists. Go to Stage. Make a procedure block. Make a block. Initialize lists. No options. Okay. When the green flag is clicked on, I'll call initialize lists. Initialize lists. Go to Data. We'll empty the shopping bag. Delete all. Duplicate. Do the same thing for the basket. Now they're both empty. I'll add some items into the basket. Changed basket. I'll have apples. Duplicate. A couple more. After apples, broccoli. Carrots. And zucchini. I'll click on the green flag, and my basket has the 4 items now. Make it a little smaller. I can make the shopping bag the same size. I'll put it there. It looks like about the right size. Okay. I want to take an item from the basket and put it in a shopping bag. Seems reasonable the cashier would be doing this. When the space key is pressed, Events, Space. First I'll remove a random item from the basket. I'll go to Data, Delete. I'll get a random item from the basket. I want to delete from basket. I'll need a random item. I'll get Item. Can choose Random. Basket. Random item from basket will give me broccoli or apples or carrots or whatever. I'll put that in. Will this work? I can try it a couple times. Stop, green flag. Press the space key. Nothing was removed. I'll press the space key again. Nothing was removed. It doesn't work. Why is that? I'll go to Block Help. Help on Delete. Deletes one or all the items from a list, but it wants the position in the list, not the item. It makes sense. If an item, say apples, were in the list more than once, Delete might not delete the desired item. By specifying the position in the list, I know for certain which item will be deleted. I'll close Help. I'll get Item out of Delete. I'll need to choose a random position in the basket list. Operators. Pick Random. I'll go back to Data and get the length of the basket. Right now, Pick Random will choose a random number, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and that item will be deleted from basket. I'll try the program. Stop, green flag, spacebar. Zucchini was removed. Apples were removed. Carrots were removed. And broccoli was removed. That part's working nicely, but I need to get the food into the shopping bag. I want to add the item into the shopping bag. Block Help. Add. It shows that Add doesn't take a position. It actually takes the item to put into the list. A little different than the Delete block. Close it. I'll copy Pick Random. I don't want the random number. I want the item at the random number. And Add. Now a random item number is picked out of the basket and put into the shopping bag. Do I want to do the add before or after the delete? I'll need it before the delete. After the delete is too late. Is this good? See any problems? I'll try it. Stop. Reinitialize, green flag. I'll press the space. That didn't work quite right. I've got broccoli in the shopping bag. The carrots are missing out of the basket, and I still have broccoli in the basket. This isn't working right. Why is that? Do you see the problem? Add gets a random item, and delete gets a random item, but delete and add need to have the same item. Delete's pick random will very likely be different than the pick random used by add. I need a variable to hold the random item's list index value and have add and delete use the variable's value. I'll make a variable. I'll call it my index, only for the cashier. Okay. Move it under the counter. I'll set it to the random pick. Set. Pick random. I don't need this pick random now. My index has the random pick. I'll get my index for add item, and my index for delete. Now when the space bar is pressed, my index will be set to the random pick. That item in the basket will be added to the shopping bag. Then that same picked item will be removed from the basket. Does this program have any problems? I'll try it. Stop. Green flag. Basket looks good. Shopping bag looks good. I'll press the space bar. My index is 4. Zucchini was removed from the basket and put into the shopping bag. I'll press the space bar again. My index is 2. Broccoli, number 2, was removed from the basket and put into the shopping bag. Space bar. My index is 2 again. That was carrots. Carrots are now in the shopping bag and not in the basket. One more time. The basket's empty and apples are in the shopping bag. Program seems to be working nicely. We're done. Or are we? What's wrong? What if I press space one more time? What will happen? I'll press the space bar. Nothing was removed from the basket. There wasn't anything to remove. Now the shopping bag has 5 items. It has an empty item added to the end. There wasn't anything to delete. That wasn't a problem. But when the space bar is pressed, this handler is going to add something to the shopping bag. Is that right? The handler shouldn't always add something into the shopping bag. It doesn't make any sense to do this when the basket's empty. How can I change the code to get rid of this bug? I only want to perform these actions if the basket is not empty. I'll go to Control. If the basket is not empty, then do the add and the delete. Go to Operators. If the length is greater than 0, I'll go back to Data. I'll get length. If the length is greater than 0, I'll set my index, add an item from the basket to the shopping bag, delete the item from the basket. Is this right? No, not quite. Length of basket. Okay. Do you see anything else wrong? I'll try it now. Stop. Green flag. Basket's initialized correctly. Press the space bar. First item, apples, was removed. Good. Then zucchini was removed. Carrots and broccoli. I'll press the space bar again. No change. Shopping bag is still 4, and I can keep pressing the space bar. No change. That's acting nicely. How do I know when the program's correct? This brings up a very important and deep question. How do I know when the program doesn't have any bugs? At a minimum, it must do everything it is supposed to do. It must meet its requirements. I've been making this program as if I had these informal requirements. The program shall start with an empty shopping bag. The program shall start with at least one item in the basket. When the space key is pressed, an item shall be removed from the basket. And the item that was removed from the basket shall be added to the shopping bag. A program needs to meet its requirements, but trying to list all requirements can be exhausting if not impossible. We're assuming many requirements right now. The deployment environment, the program is in Scratch. The intended audience, the program is in English. How the program should be seen. The item seen on the stage should be of a reasonable size, whatever that is, but if we make it a requirement, it must be testable. Performance requirements. What if it takes an hour or 5 minutes or 5 seconds to update the lists when the space key is pressed? We've seen it happens very rapidly. We would want it to happen that way. What about functional testing? What if I need to start with 100 items or 1,000 items? Am I certain the program would work with that many? I'll leave it at this point for testing. Testing is a large, critical, and necessary topic. There are many levels to testing. For this series, I'll focus on meeting requirements, what the program is supposed to do, and testing boundary cases. Cases where data values are at the edges of decisions, of if statements, if-else statements, and loop iterations. This challenge started off innocently enough, but after being dragged through various errors and corrections, it ended with a glimpse of what makes a program correct. Keep in mind that when programs don't work right, make sure you're using the command blocks correctly and get more data of what is happening to help you determine what is wrong. Also, always keep in mind what the requirements are, what it is that you're really trying to create. But above all, focus on understanding the problem and solving it. Don't be distracted by negative feelings for the program not working right. The sooner the program's fixed, the sooner the negative feelings will go away. Fix the problems and learn where you need to improve to help avoid repeating the problems in the future. Improve how you program. As always, play with the program. Get comfortable with lists. Try changing the program. Have the program keep a cost of each item and determine how much the shopper needs to pay. Have fun with it and learn from your mistakes.